Hi and hello and welcome to a new video tutorial by CrocFIX. I will show you today how to replace your LCD screen on your Samsung Galaxy S22 smartphone. If you need any parts or tools, I have posted the links in the video description. Enjoy the video! Okay, there we go, this is our Samsung Galaxy S22 and it's cracked and we don't have any picture, so we need to replace the screen. As you see here, it fell down directly here on the screen and made a big crack. Okay, to repair the phone we need first to open the back cover. For this I'm using a heat gun and maybe for 2 or 3 minutes with a heat of around 200 degrees and always keep a safe distance. Don't move too much with the heat where the cameras are, so don't damage the cameras. First you need to use a suction cup to remove the battery cover. So the best thing is that you pull with the suction cup and make a gap between the battery cover and the middle frame. Once you make a gap here, then you can go with your fingernail inside or with a plastic tool and then you can cut the adhesive tape underneath. So you have to work precise here. You have to make a gap like for 1 or 2 millimeters and then you will be good to go, like I did here. Then you go with this plastic card here and you can cut the adhesive tape underneath. But don't go too deep inside, don't damage any cable or something. Better you watch till the end, that you see what is under the battery cover. You carefully lift up the back cover and you see the adhesive tape there around. So I'm going to cut this one and use later some new adhesive tape or glue to stick the battery cover back in the frame. So this one I can't use anymore, but the other one maybe can still be used. Now gently pull the back cover back. And I'm cutting here the adhesive tape because it already gone apart from the middle frame. So there is our brand new LCD screen, genuine and original one from Samsung. First we need to remove here all the screws and then we proceed to the next step. There we go. Okay, now we're going to remove this metal plate and the plastic antenna here. And then of course we need to disconnect the battery here. So you can gently disconnect this with your fingers, with a plastic tool or tweezers. If you have tweezers, just be sure that you work precisely, don't touch anywhere to make a short circuit or something. Okay, so I'm disconnecting the front camera now. And now the main cables here to the motherboard. Once everything is disconnected, we are going to remove the motherboard here. Work gently, pull it to your side, as I did here, and gently put it in place somewhere. Okay, now so we need to remove here the speaker, and for this we need to remove first some screws. Just be sure that you have a look and see if all the screws are the same size, but they should be. You can help yourself here with a little screwdriver to pull off the speaker with the sensors here. Gently install the speaker into the new screen frame and mount the screws where they belong. Okay, in my case, I didn't get a new front camera here in this screen. Usually you get the new front camera also. Depends where you bought the screen. So I have to unmount the front camera here and put it into the new LCD. For this one I'm heating it up a little bit, but don't use too much heat. Maybe around 100 to 120 degrees only, as the camera can damage if you use too much heat. So carefully here. Okay, so now you need to lift up the front camera gently here. You can help yourself with some screwdriver, but you need to work really gently. As there is some glue around it, you won't get that out so easily. So carefully, precise, and slow. You will maybe need maybe 1 to 2 minutes to get it out, but better you work carefully that you damage it. As you see, I'm using here the help with some tweezers to remove just the glue, so it will come up easily. But as I said, if you bought a new screen with a new front camera also, then you can skip this step. There we go. So our camera is successfully lifted up, and now gently remove it from the frame and check everywhere that you don't have damaged it. Remove this sticker, protective sticker, and put the camera inside the new screen, inside the new screen frame here. There was some protective foil on this camera to protect this 4 points, welding points, that you don't get any short circuit or something. So I'm trying to put this back here, as you see, and to cover them for better protection. Then you can use some glue, maybe T7000, or I have here T9000 transparent glue, and you put something on the left and on the right side so the front camera won't go to the left or to the right. It will be more solid. Okay, now we take back the motherboard and put it back in the frame, into the new frame. So there are small antennas on the top. Be sure that you also lift up the flex cable from the front camera, so you can easily push the motherboard into the top of the middle frame. Okay, put everything in place. The rear camera, the front camera, connect the front camera also, and put everything in place. So I'm putting here a plastic clip on the front camera and leave it beside for a couple of minutes so the glue will get stronger. Just remember, you don't have to do this with a camera if your camera comes with a new screen. Okay, now we are going to remove the bottom speaker, all the flex cables, and everything what we have to put in the new screen. First, remove all the screws and then remove the rear plastic. Here the antennas, the speaker. Now we have here 3 screws, which we have to remove also from the bottom mainboard. Okay, now remove the flex cable to the screen here, gently, don't break anything, and the second sub mainboard flex, and the other flex here. Okay, now please remove the SIM card tray here first. And now let's remove the bottom mainboard. Gently lift it up and remove it. Okay, let's go now to a part where you have to be really carefully, and this is the battery removing. You will need a plastic tool here and some alcohol. You put this plastic tool on the side of the battery and then you pour in a little bit of alcohol to soften the glue under the battery. Once you pour it under the battery, you can move the phone to side, to the left, to the right, upwards and downwards to make the alcohol work. So do this and repeat this a couple of times and the glue under the battery will become softer. Okay, I try to help myself here with another tool. The best thing is you find whichever tool suits best for you, but it should be made from plastic. Don't use any strong or sharp stuff because you can damage the battery and it won't be really nice. Better work slowly and use a little bit more alcohol than damage the battery. Okay, so I'm going to use here the help of a little pry tool, which is not sharp on the edges, but still a little bit stronger than normal plastic. So I'm gently lifting up here the battery, really gently, don't cut anywhere, and once I will lift it up, so I make a gap between the battery and the frame, then I can put in a plastic tool, plastic card, or maybe more alcohol. Depends how much you can lift the battery. So if you're just replacing the battery, just be sure you work carefully because there is a fingerprint reader underneath, don't damage it. If you replace the screen, then no worries, you will get a new fingerprint reader with a new screen. Okay, so now we are going to remove the old adhesive, the old glue from the battery, and prepare the battery to reassemble in the new screen. Carefully take off the old glue and don't damage anything. Sorry for the blurriness. So once you clean the glue, I try to do with the fingernails here and try to make the battery even and to just clear the bubbles. I mean, just to make it soft, to make it, yeah, like a new battery again. So later when you put the double-sided adhesive tape on it, it will stick better. So giving the battery here the last polish with some alcohol and with a cloth here to make it clean. Okay, let's take our screen now, remove the plastic clip. The front camera should be in place now, I put it here for just protecting the screen on some foil to work better. There is our screen. So now we are going to remove the protective plastic here. There we go. And now we will need some double-sided adhesive tape to stick the battery in here. So if you don't have the adhesive on your battery yet, then you can put some with a tape here, and the best thing is you put on the frame so you see where is the fingerprint reader, that you don't damage it. Now let's remove the plastic protectors from the double-sided adhesive tape. And let's stick in the battery here. Gently press it, align it to the center, and press it gently everywhere in all corners. Okay, so now we are going to put back the lower mainboard, the small mainboard with a USB connector. Just put it in from the top to the bottom. Push it gently that it fits. It has to do the click sound and you have to align it. Take all the screws and screw the bottom mainboard to the frame. Now let's reconnect all the flex cables, all 3 flex cables from the bottom mainboard to the upper mainboard. Okay, let's take the speaker, the bottom speaker, the flex cables and stuff, and antennas, put it inside the frame, gently press it everywhere in the corners. You have to align it. It has to be in the frame. Be carefully. And then we are going to screw it into the new frame. Sorry now for this jump, but as you will see, we will have to remove also the side buttons from the old frame and put it inside the new frame. So if your screen also doesn't come with the side buttons, you will have to move them from the old screen to the new screen. So carefully remove here the side buttons. First you have to remove here this small plastic protector, which you put and remember the place, and then work slowly forward. Remove the small bracket here together with the flex cable, don't damage it, and then remove the buttons from the inside here. So try to remove the buttons here from the outside here. Put it out to the outside. help yourself with some tweezers and gently press it out. Okay, now again, let's just take the button out here. Okay, and let's reassemble this stuff now to the new screen frame. You just take the buttons and push them inside the frame here. The power button and the side buttons as well. Okay, so now we will have to unscrew some screws if you already put them in the motherboard, so we can lift up the motherboard and put the flex cable under the motherboard for the right connection. So work gently here, as this flex cable is really fragile. Now put also back the bracket to hold it in place here. Okay, so now let's reconnect the side buttons and also the battery here. There we go. Now let's mount back the plastic antenna. You can connect them outside here. They have some clickers to connect, and then you put this all together here, back here to the plate, to the main board. Gently press it everywhere in the corner so it will fit in perfectly. Take all the screws and put them back in place. Okay, so now we will reassemble the battery cover here, and I'm going to leave this old adhesive on it because it's still strong, and let's proceed. Let's clean here all the dust with the air duster here. With this pump I'm removing all the dust. And then let's glue the back cover back in the frame. I'm using here some glue. You can use whichever you want, but T9000 is it's clear, it's not black, so also easy to remove after. And you have to know that this phone won't be waterproof anymore. It is splash proof but not waterproof, so don't go into the water with it. If you want to have it waterproof, then you will have to buy the complete resealing adhesive stickers, all new screws, basically all the waterproof kit. Okay, now take the battery cover and align it like it should be in the center, and then gently go everywhere in all corners and press it and stick it to the frame. Have to close my glue here. Press everywhere in all corners. Okay. And then you can use the help of some plastic clips, which you will put on it and leave the back cover curing for maybe an hour or two. Depends how much time you have and which glue you use. Put all the clips on it and leave it. Good job. Thanks for watching, please comment and like the video, and donations are appreciated. You find a donation link in my About page and in the video description. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you.